All right, and last but not least, Sonic the Hedgehog. Dos.
Right.
So, Ricardo, before you give your synopsis on this, right? Because myself and Ashton, we haven't seen it, right? So this is our chance to kind of come in and speak with peace before you talk about part 2, right? So the Hedgehog 1, right? I didn't see it in theaters. You did, right? This was right there before we had our first lockdown, right?
Right.
So that was like the
last. Barely script through. Yeah, we barely script.
Yeah, exactly. I remember the last show literally was Bloodshot from with Vin Diesel. That was last theatrical release.
Last thing, which I didn't see in theaters, but yeah.
Yeah. So I had to wait a while before it came out on stream, and I think it was probably the first month into the lockdown I saw it, and I was like, it's not half bad,
it underwhelmed me. I didn't hate it, but it underwhelmed me.
Okay. Yeah, for me, it's I had my expectations low. I was like, all right, well, let's just see what it is. Okay, it's Jim Carrey being goofy. All right, is something, and is the whole fish out of water thing again, and let's have a human sidekick or human lead because we kind of need one for shows like this.
Was the movie which was like this Hop or something like that? Is that a movie?
Or James Marsden do the same thing with Hop. Yes, I skip, right? But I was like, you know what? Still, given what the show was going for, it's fine.
Right. And it had this. I think a big factor was the controversy involving the whole. They have to redo the special effects, but it was never clear if they actually had to redo the special effects or that was just a bullshit stunt thing they do. I don't know. It was unclear to me.
I mean, with the first trailer, I think it was literally that was the design they went with.
Right.
Yeah, they had to pull it back there because we have to make this real, quote unquote, logical to the real world.
He still have sneakers for some reason.
So let's give him teeth, right? So whatever, right? But that was long ago, right? So yeah, so I thought it was fine, right? So when 2 came out, yes, I'll admit, right, the trailer did please me. I was enjoying the trailer, right? But again, I was like, it's for kids. I'm sorry I had to be that guy to see it. It's for kids. I'm not the target audience. I don't think I would like this. You know what I mean? If I had a family, I would probably take them to see it. So
no, but to me, that's
why I skip it out too.
But that's the secret to a lot of movies. A lot of movies fail for a simple reason that they just kind of pick the wrong audience. Fantastic Beasts, anyone that movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big mistake a lot of these movies make, and that is the big success of this one. They know exactly who the audience is. They know exactly who to cater to, and that is why it works. For what it is, I'm going to talk about that. But
right.
Yeah.
So that's just me on the Sonic franchise thus far. Fine, harmless, but not gonna kill out myself to see it because wrong demographic, right? Or sorry, wrong age, right? Ashton, what were your thoughts on the first movie? If you ever saw it.
Yo, Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one was really good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Jim Carrey in it, actually, to be honest with you. And remember that movie had a lot of controversy in terms of the design of Sonic at the start, right? People thought it was very Lovecraftian the way he looked, and then they called in a company.
Lovecraftian, I love it.
Yeah, they called in a company called I think it was MPX. They were the graphics design company that did the whole redo of the Sonic character, and they did all the CGI and all the VX work, all the VFX work on it, right? Funny enough, after they saved the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, that company went under. So they didn't even work on the second movie, but these people that did work on the second movie borrowed obviously from them, right?
Yeah, all the drama involving, listen, that is one of the shittiest things of the industry. I see VFX people, jeez, boy, they just get screwed.
That's a real. Imagine you save an entire franchise and your company goes.
That is bust.
They kick you under the bus for that.
Yeah, it's real busted truth. It's real nastiness. It's terrible. That is union, because why do have a union for it? That's why. So they can't save this out. You can't have a VFX strike because they'll just hire somebody else or a writer.
Yeah, because they'll just go on Fiverr and get somebody to replace you.
Yeah.
That's too much, though. It's not if you have a writer strike, the whole thing they shut down. Yeah, if VFX strike, fuck you. Move on.
Oh, you don't like this? So we go on 5 and hire our next VFX that guy. Don't worry.
Yeah,
that's the pressure, right? That's the pressure with the industry. The pressure is that
terrible.
There's so many people and everybody is equally good to a certain level.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because
and after that level, everybody's better than you.
Yeah, because it's such a standardized set of skills now. It's not creative. You're not getting creative with this. They tell you to make something a certain way. The artist people don't do their work, and you just have to do that work. Like you just if AI could do it, they would have get AI to do it. But not yet, right? Like in 5 years, all I'm gonna lose their work, right? Sorry to say it, but yeah, that's pretty much the sadness of this industry. But yeah, this whole thing was like an extreme example of that, though. Like they just get people to do over the whole movie, right? Like I don't know the exact scenario, but it was the whole movie, right? Anybody could tell me on this?
Yeah, it was the whole
movie. Well, I mean, as in all the shots needed for the entire film.
Yeah, they redid the entire, all the VFX, everything.
That's real brutal. Jeez, mate.
Yeah, brutal is a joke. But I would say Sonic the Hedgehog 1 was a solid family movie, and I think that you would have enjoyed that with your fams if you take them. And it was a good overall movie. And my main concern was Robotnik when I watched the movie the first time, right? Because after they fixed the VFX, I was like, okay, the VFX are fixed, right? So then my next concern was, Jim Carrey, Robotnik, but then Jim Carrey killed it.
Yeah,
right? I mean, genius level.
He just put his stamp on it. I wasn't expecting anything from Robotnik. Because the only thing with the Robotnik thing is the body type, right? That's the only issue. That changed. Everything else is like that's the story. He's just like a ridiculous over the top character. Anyway, in almost every incarnation, every cartoon, every one of the games you see him in is like, that's the character. Like Jim Carrey.
It's like Jim Carrey tapped into a piece of his Ventura days.
Exactly.
When he was doing it.
Yeah, a lot of 90s Jim Carrey. Yeah.
I remember they had a musical break.
Yeah, it was funny.
In the first movie, and I find that was real funny. That was hilarious.
It was.
Yeah. There's a lot of cable guy in it.
So just once again, let's give my boy Jim Carrey his roses. Jim Carrey is a boss. Just want to say that, and your work is always impressive to me, for the least.
Yeah, I don't know if this film here, which Ricardo is gonna get into right now, will be his final performance by, but just given his work on the Weeknd's album Dawn FM, one of his best albums, just letting you know one time, he have a future in podcasting. Or I would say voice acting, right? That's the best thing I should say, right?
I saw him at the end of that video. I like,
all the time. Yeah.
I like, all right, would.
No, well, if you listen to the album, this is just my dumb way of this a little cheap plug, just a cheap way of letting people know the album is great. Yeah, you'll understand his role in that video, right? That's all I'll say. Yeah. Ricardo, take it away, part 2.
Right, yeah, so I had a choice between this or The Bad Guys, and I couldn't pick 2, and I don't have time for 2. Most likely I'll be reviewing The Bad Guys next week.
Right. I find it weird that we got The Bad Guys before the States did.
Yeah,
that's an and just sorry for interrupting here. That's an Ambulance. Like we got those movies before the States got it. I find that was real weird,
Yeah, well,
that's happened here more often than you think,
that's happened a lot. That's happened a lot. Reveals stuff that's happened, like reviewing stuff that's revealed in South America or releasing wherever. That's happened a lot.
I think in Trinidad, movies release on a Wednesday, and in the States, they release on a Friday.
Friday, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
All right. So anyway, right. So back to part 2.
Right, yeah. So I told myself it's either this or The Bad Guys, and well, I was going to watch Ambulance right now. That I'll wait for that to come on Netflix or whatever. But I was like, here's the thing. I do slightly regret picking this over The Bad Guys, but this was still fun for what it is. Again, the trick to this bullshit is knowing who your audience is. They know exactly what kind of jokes to tell. If you're familiar with the games, especially the early games, like me, I grew up on the first 3 games and Sonic and Knuckles. Everything else after that, I have no working good memory of. But I have a whole bunch of fans who into the Sega Saturn and the later stuff, and even the more recent stuff on the Xbox, whatever it is. I never get into them games, but I get into the earlier stuff, and then I only kind of familiar with one character who they spoil at the end. But basically, the story is this. Robotnik was trapped on some mushroom planet, which is a level, that was a big level in Sonic and Knuckles, the first level is Sonic and Knuckles after Sonic 3, which makes sense, because it's right after Sonic 3. And he's a mushroom place. He finds Knuckles comes to, I think he sent out a signal. Knuckles finds him because Knuckles and it's a weird, dumb world building, but there's some Owl race and Knuckles race battling for the crystal. Knuckles come and find him, he bring him back to Earth to take on Sonic. And then basically Sonic, living his family life. Tails comes in to help out, and that's it. That's the story. It's Idris Elba's Knuckles. I forget the actor who's playing Sonic. G. Baruch, I want to say. Who's the voice actor for Sonic? So,
Ben Schwartz.
Ben Schwartz, right? Thank you. Right, Ben Schwartz. Right. Yeah. Then so James Marsden. I forget the black girl, and then the other black girl from Insecure. Them come together.
Yeah, I was actually surprised Natasha Rothwell was in this. Like,
right?
What?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. There's a really funny kind of twist with her husband. It's kind of funny. Like, okay, that kind of clever. I mean, it's catering to your audience. But yeah, once you cater it, once you look at this from the eyes of an 8-year-old, that's solid. It's actually quite good for what it is. Again, it still suffers from the same problems I had with the first film. Like my big problem with this stuff is the human world stuff and the human people. And like my generation of Sonic, and what my favorite Sonic, or one of my favorite incarnations of Sonic, is Satam, right? Satam, right? That's my favorite series. It's still one of the best series in my opinion, and it's a shame that we don't get something like that. Like I really hope they go full Satam for the third film. But I dug the hell out of this. It's solid business for what it is. Knuckles was Idris Elba's Knuckles. He's pretty good.
Nice.
And then they just tell the story involving the emeralds and what what is the Master Emerald or whatever this could do. And you had to collect the emeralds, and it just give you something, because that was like a big thing in the games, and they pay that off in the games. And I don't think I have to spoil it, but I'm gonna spoil it, which is we get Supersonic in this, and it's like, oh yeah, that's like a big thing, and it's like a big Dragon Ball Z homage, and that's pretty much it. It's just a big action sequence, and Jim Carrey is funny as ever. He's great in this as usual. A lot of great bits. Again, there's a lot of, the length of it is why this kind of was weird, because they have to stop for a joke, and like, guys, well, I could have cut this. Like, what child gonna sit down and watch this whole thing for this amount of time? I really felt if they could have shaved off more time, I would have enjoyed this a lot more, because it's a little too long. You could have a whole section involving, there's a dance section, like a straight up you got served type thing. And like,
why?
Yeah, it's like, dude, you could have cut this. But I can imagine somebody in the audience somewhere enjoying this. I didn't see this with a big crowd. I saw this with like, it was like just me and like probably 2 other people, and I couldn't even hear them laughing. Like, I think there was critics like me. They were my age. So they were like, they're stone faced, like just probably have to do it. But yeah, it's all right. I can't be mad at it. That's all I'll say. The reason I didn't like the first one is because, again, human world crap, and then a road trip. Like, road trips is immediately turned me off for this kind of stuff. But
and to be honest, the road trip stuff just kind of lost steam. Like
real fast. You know? Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but with this one, they do a lot of other stuff. Like, they had a big snowboarding section. And like, oh yeah, there's a level in Sonic 3. And they're like, okay, that's this. And then they had a part of the underwater part, because that's like one of the most famous things in Sonic. Sonic can't swim. You have to run underwater. You can't run fast underwater. And they have a part with the bubble, and you have to grab the bubble to get some air. It's like, yeah, that's from the games. The one thing I wish they would have done is the music, the countdown music.
I know what you're talking
about. The most iconic Sonic thing. I really thought they would have like bring that to the soundtrack. You know, but we didn't get it.
But quick question: How are the visuals? As you mentioned, levels and stuff. How are the visuals?
That's fine. It's again fine. Nothing looks out of place or anything like that. It looks decent. Special effects for Tails, especially, I thought was quite good. In terms of seeing fur and details and these kind of things. Again, it is just the voice acting and the cater to the audience. The action sequences are solid in the final thing where obviously Robotnik betrays Knuckles, and there's a whole thing, so Knuckles take the side, because the whole point of Knuckles is that he was a kind of bad guy, and that was the plot of Sonic 3 effectively. He was a bad guy at first, and then he switch on sides, and if you bought the Sonic and Knuckles cartridge, you had to stick it on top, and he would take your side, and you get to play with Knuckles because he could climb. And he had a different, like a set of mechanisms. Like Tails could fly, Sonic is the fastest in terms of running, but Knuckles could climb. So it had you could navigate each level differently. Again, this is me at what age? I don't know, 9, whoever. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I enjoyed it for what it is. They knew the audience, they cater to the audience, they cater to, even if you're not familiar with Sonic and you're just like a young person, I can imagine somebody all 10 or 11 or whatever it is enjoying this as well. And yeah, I can't be mad at it. Not for me personally. If it was me personally, I'd be like, nah, you gotta do full Sonic Satam and that kind of stuff. But I could easily see that being the third storyline. Right, well, big spoilers. They bring in one of the main antagonists of the series, or kind of anti-heroes. I can't remember. Shadow the Hedgehog coming. They hint at him, and that was a big post-credit thing.
Okay.
So, and the spoiler I think for anybody.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you care about that stuff, right?
Yeah,
but what they did is effectively tap into the Marvel Cinematic Universe energy stuff. Like, that's what they effectively did. It's knowing the audience, knowing what to get people to look for, catering to old school fans, but at the same time making a story and modernizing it, and then just having solid performances overall. As it was, as I said, the human stuff is forgettable. Like, it just come and gone. There's one joke again involved in the wedding. That's all right, but it was in and out and moving on. And they keep the whole story with Knuckles because Knuckles is like he play himself seriously, so it's a joke. But he's taking himself too seriously, and that's a joke that he don't get jokes. Like, kind of like Drax from the MCUs. They kind of do that. But they play with it for what it is. Rating. Okay, so as I say, as a recommended rating, if I were to recommend this to watch it, if you're a fan and you would like it, you would enjoy yourself, yes, 7 out of 10. I can't imagine this being too bad. But for me personally, it still does all the bullshit things that I hate. So for me personally, I give it like a 5 out of 10. But yeah, they knew what they were doing when it comes to pushing the right buttons for people. So that's how I feel about it.
All right, nice. Yeah. Well, now I'm wondering if we're gonna get more of these movies. I mean, part 3. That's to be expected. But now I just kind of wondering if we're gonna get like a full, like, God forbid, like a Fast and Furious level.
Well, as long as it make money, that's it. Because it have a bunch of fucking characters in these franchises. They have all kind of this white bat and like a big cat person and an alligator in this apparently. I don't know the 3D games. Like, if anybody could tell me what the 3D games, fine. I only know Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and it had a female character from the Sonic Saturn. That's it. Everybody else I don't know about. But yeah, apparently there were a ton of these games where you could play with a whole different set of teams, and it have Amy the Bat apparently, and a whole bunch of shit in it. So it's like, all right, cool. You can keep going on indefinitely, because it's a big franchise for what it is. Franchise going on for close to 30 years now. Like. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
It has so much to take from them. As long as it make money, it'll continue. Once it make a profit, at least. So it's like, yeah, and I ain't gonna watch all of them, obviously, but it did.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good to hear. So, so it sounds fairly decent enough. I most likely will wait till it comes out digitally so I can watch it home. But glad to hear that this show was a success, pretty much, man.
Right, yeah, from what I understand, they're doing decent numbers and things. So it's like, yeah, I can't be mad at any of this.
Yeah. All right, cool.